Today, the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament said, well, we will treat any attack upon us by Israel as an attack by the United States. Interestingly enough, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Kennedy administration took the position that any attack upon the United States or its allies by Cuba will be treated as an attack by the Soviet Union, and there will be retaliation against the Soviet Union. So, this is very dangerous, what is going on right now in Iran.
And then Obama may not even have to stage terror attacks. There might actually be some real ones. Then he can use that to clamp down on us. Final segment with Dr. Francis Boyle. Wish we had him for longer, but he's about to go out of town. Just amazing info here. But none of this matters. Michael Jackson's what matters. The economy's collapsing. They're about to start World War III, but I'm going to keep Dr. Boyle till 40 after, so this segment part of the next, then your phone calls and all the other news. Dr. Boyle, I want to get into government-sponsored terror with you, and also what will happen, because I know you research a lot of the research material out there on what will happen if Iran is hit and what their response will probably be, or what some of those possible responses could be. And I apologize to the audience, because this is more important than Michael Jackson, in my humble opinion, going into depression in World War III. But I also wanted to get into just this basic fact. It seems like everything's happening. They're setting up a Federal Reserve dictatorship with the, quote, second bailout, where they can seize any business they want. They're taking over the water supply. They're taking over free speech. The hate crime bill passed the House. It says if you hurt someone's feelings, the Fed's can arrest you. I mean, it seems like as bad as Bush was, it's 10 times worse under Obama. From your perspective, is that an accurate statement?
I wouldn't say it's 10 times worse. What I would say, Alex, is that they're just continuing and compounding the trends that we saw under Bush. We have to understand who is behind Obama. Obama studied for 2 years at Columbia University, where his mentor was Zbigniew Brzezinski. All right? And behind Brzezinski is, of course, David Rockefeller. Okay? It was David Rockefeller who set up the Trilateral Commission and appointed Brzezinski as the executive director, and they then co-opted the Georgia governor, Jimmy Carter, and turned him into being president. Well, where do you think Obama came from? It's the same thing all over again. Likewise, Kissinger. General Jones, the National Security Advisor, has stated that he takes directions from Kissinger every day. Who is behind Kissinger? Two sources, primary sources behind Kissinger. One, he was in Army counterintelligence in World War II. So effectively, he's a spook. Two, David Rockefeller. And Kissinger is an alleged Republican, although he also worked for Nelson Rockefeller. He was a switch hitter between the Democrats and the Republicans.
Wasn't David Rockefeller also an intelligence evidence shows?
I do not know if David Rockefeller himself was or was not. But Kissinger was denied tenure at Harvard originally, and he went to work for David Rockefeller, and he was put on the Rockefeller family payroll. And he is still advising the Obama administration. We also know from Bob Woodward's book that President Bush Jr. Was being advised by Kissinger as well. Indeed, was probably his most important and influential advisor. We also know that a matter of public record, Kissinger is advising the German Pope. So you tie all the dots together here, and what do you come up with? As I said, you come up with a continuity of the plutocracy running the show like the Rockefellers, and then having the money to pay for the brain power like Kissinger and Brzezinski and their protégés to do the dirty work for them. And that's pretty much what's going on. And Obama, he fits right there. Just like Jimmy Carter was a new face, a clean man, et cetera, about his reputation when he ran for president, and then what happened. But you really have to look at the people behind Obama. It's a bit like the Wizard of Oz here. Who's pulling the strings?
Well, exactly. You say it much better than I did. And
I'm sorry,
that's what it is. It's just
beforehand, Alex, but you just have to look at the same cast of characters. Kissinger and Brzezinski have effectively been running either the South. Madeleine Albright, for example, was a Brzezinski protege. When you're familiar with Madeleine Albright.
Sure,
again,
former Secretary of
Brzezinski
State
is Rockefeller. Brzezinski has no money, no power. Kissinger has no money, no power. But they were co-opted by intelligence agencies and plutocrats like Rockefeller to run the empire and the police state for them.
And so the reason we've got a break and a final segment with you, Dr. Boyle, the reason it's getting so bad is that's just the program. We're just marching deeper down. But clearly they're accelerating the whole program. So we'll ask you what the end game, what the great game is when we get back, and about government-sponsored terror, and what will this look like if they do hit Iran? What some of the possible outcomes of that are with our guest.